Anaximender, son of Praxiades, was born in the third year of the 42nd Olympiad, 610 BC. According to Apollodorus of Athens, Greek grammarian of the 2nd century BC, he was 64 years old during the second year of the 58th Olympiad, 547-546 BC, and died shortly afterwards. Establishing a timeline of his work is now impossible, since no document provides chronological references. Themistius, a 4th-century Byzantine rhetorician, mentions that he was the first of the known Greeks to publish a written document on nature. Therefore, his texts would be amongst the earliest written in prose, at least in the Western world. By the time of Plato, his philosophy was almost forgotten, and Aristotle, his successor Theophrastus and a few doxographers provide us with the little information that remains. However, we know from Aristotle that Thales, also from Miletus, precedes Anaximender. It is debatable whether Thales actually was the teacher of Anaximender, but there is no doubt that Anaximender was influenced by Thales' theory that everything is derived from water. One thing that is not debatable is that even the ancient Greeks considered Anaximander to be from the monist school, which began in Miletus, with Thales followed by Anaximander and which ended with Anaximenes. 3rd-century Roman rhetorician Aelian depicts Anaximander as leader of the Milesian colony to Apollonia on the Black Sea coast, and hence some have inferred that he was a prominent citizen. Indeed, Various History, 3:17, explains that philosophers sometimes also dealt with political matters. It is very likely that leaders of Miletus sent him there as a legislator to create a constitution or simply to maintain the colony's allegiance. Anaximander lived the final few years of his life as a subject of the Persian Achaemenid. Anaximender's theories were influenced by the Greek mythical tradition, and by some ideas of Thales, the father of philosophy, as well as by observations made by older civilizations in the Near East, especially Babylon. All these were developed rationally. In his desire to find some universal principle, he assumed, like traditional religion, the existence of a cosmic order, and his ideas on this used the old language of myths which ascribed divine control to various spheres of reality. This was a common practice for the Greek philosophers in a society which saw gods everywhere, and therefore could fit their ideas into a tolerably elastic system. Some scholars see a gap between the existing mythical and the new rational way of thought, which is the main characteristic of the Archaic period, 8th to 6th century BC, in the Greek city-states. This has given rise to the phrase Greek miracle. But if we follow carefully the course of Anaximender's ideas, we will notice that there was not such an abrupt break as initially appears. The basic elements of nature, water, air, fire, earth, which the first Greek philosophers believed made up the universe, in fact represent the primordial forces imagined in earlier ways of thinking. Their collision produced what the mythical tradition had called cosmic harmony. In the old cosmogonies, Hesiod, 8th-7th century BC, and Pherecydes, 6th century BC, Zeus establishes his order in the world by destroying the powers which were threatening this harmony, the Titans. Anaximander claimed that the cosmic order is not monarchic but geometric, and that this causes the equilibrium of the earth, which is lying in the center of the universe. This is the projection on nature of a new political order and a new space organized around a center which is the static point of the system in the society as in nature. In this space there is isonomy, equal rights, and all the forces are symmetrical and transferable. The decisions are now taken by the assembly of demos in the agora, which is lying in the middle of the city. The same rational way of thought led him to introduce the abstract apeiron, indefinite, infinite, boundless, unlimited as an origin of the universe, a concept that is probably influenced by the original chaos gaping void, abyss, formless state, of the mythical Greek cosmogony from which everything else appeared. It also takes notice of the mutual changes between the four elements. Origin, then, must be something else unlimited in its source, that could create without experiencing decay, so that Genesis would never stop.